this one came up, I think this knee-jerk instant reaction was like, oh, that's very disgusting. And then just kind of talking to people around the office, like, hey, here's a snake draft topic. Like, this is something I think generally just floats to the top of your mind. And it's taking your shoes and your socks off on an airplane and, like, violating someone's personal space with your bare feet.
I'm not offended by that.
Well, because you never wear shoe. You're always, like, fucking sockless.
That's horrible.
You're sockless in your ice skates. You wear flip-flops.
Yeah.
You just bought a new pair of Crocs because the other ones were so smelly.
I've never actually worn Crocs before.
But I've seen your boat shoes, and they're just, like, from 2006.
I haven't worn those in a while. I'm probably going to invest in a new pair this year. But, yeah, like, I didn't do it on the flight yesterday, and I was wearing socks. What if I take my shoes off on the plane, but I am wearing socks?
Still.
You guys don't like
that's
not...
keep your fucking shoes on.
Yeah. Are you a child? Like, yeah, that's a childish move.
I can get past no shoes with socks. No socks is absolutely no.
Sure, I can like unless I get a whiff and I'm like, what's that smell? And then you see and you're like, oh, it's that guy's got his socks on.
I would agree.
Can't have
with
the corn chips.
But it's when you see like, or if I'm just, you'll see it on Twitter. It's like a very popular thing for people to tweet out like, oh, look, I'm sitting next to a serial killer on this flight to San Francisco or whatever. And then you see it and you're just like, oh God. And then what do you do? Because you know, who wants conflict on an airplane?
Yeah, right.
One of the worst places for conflict.
Can't.
You get the fucking, you gotta get the flight attendants out. Like, oh, are we gonna fucking do a little stop in Santa Fe to get this guy kicked off the plane? And then when the guy looks at you, he's like, what are you gonna do about it? You can make me put my shoes back on? It's like, now your manhood's been challenged at 30,000 feet. The whole thing stinks. Yeah. In all material respects.
The only way to be comfy on an airplane is by being rude. Whether it be like leaning back, taking your shoes off. You want to eat beef jerky, it stinks up the plane. There's no way to
He's just
be
touching
comfortable.
a lot of big snake draft topics. Leaning on a plane, eating beef jerky in a closed space. I don't know how loyal you listen to the show, but you just struck a chord with the audience.
Thank you.
I might take my shoes off, but I will not recline my seat.
I'd rather you recline.
I would rather you recline.
Especially if you're next to me.
Well, shit,
especially
Dave.
in front of you.
You can't keep your shoes on for 2 hours.
If the person next to me...
I did last night, but if it's like a cross-country flight, I might kick them off.
Barefoot, too?
No. Not on a flight.
No, the way you didn't sell me on that. No, that was a soft no. You were
God is my witness. God is my witness. I've never had bare feet on an airplane.
See, here's the thing, though. I think if you go socks, you have to leave them directly under your seat. If you post them up in front of you, if it's like...
what are you,
you're a
monster. How about this? The picture
they put them in
social?
like the basket?
No, where the foot will... Okay, you and I are sitting window.
Yes.
You're in the row in front of me, and all of a sudden a fucking...
Yes.
A foot creeps up into your armrest up against the window.
That's not allowed. You can tuck them in the where you would put your backpack. You can tuck them underneath the seat in front of you. Yeah.
That's it. And if your foot's in an aisle, no go.
No.
Now, what do you guys think of the pick? There's obviously more disgusting things out there, but I think this is more of like we're violating social protocol.
Your pick is like socks off.
It's like naked. It's like bare feet. It's like going barefoot on an airplane, or like bare feet infringing in your own. Now, is it disgusting for me, or is it the person who's doing the disgusting behavior?
I think it's just
both.
Barefoot on plane is just, it says enough.
Okay,
it's disgusting behavior.
Okay. What I was saying earlier, though, is if someone kicked a seat back next to me, you're guilty by association almost. Like, you might be with that psychopath. I don't want that stink on me. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said next to me. But if you take your shoes and socks off on a plane, you should be shot to death.
I think that's a light punishment.
Tortured, preferably, but I'll settle for just a quick bullet to the head.
Yeah.
You're involved.
It's a good pick. It was on my board.
Criminal Justice brought to you by White Sox Tape. Who's up next?
How many of those things end in death?
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Lots of what we're going to draft today will end in death. Or they should.